Niger suspends military cooperation with the U.S. with immediate effect.
Niger has cut military ties with the United States, a setback from what was once a crucial ally in West Africa.
Niger's junta has ended a military agreement.
After years of enslavement, Niger's broke off its military cooperation agreement on immediate basis with the United States after France, and being the new ally of Russia and China. USA has denied to take immediate action for restationing its 1,000 military personnels. Niger was a crucial Western ally before a coup happened there last July. But because of the coup, the US had to suspend security operations and development aid to Niger. Mr. Bazoum, the country's elected president, is still under arrest for 8 months. But the US had wanted to maintain its partnership with the country. So, hello viewers, welcome back to our channel GeoKit, your daily guide to geopolitical affairs. If you are new to the channel and enjoy learning about fast-paced modernity, especially about the geopolitical tension between global powers, you will find our videos helpful. In this video, we will discuss that why Niger taken this decision to be the ally of Russia instead of US. Many countries in Africa are now raising questions against West and slamming it for many diplomatic reasons. Watch the video until the end to know how Niger has strategically planned to expel US from Niger and what USA is saying about it. So without any delay, let's get started. As of now, Niger has cut military ties with the United States, a setback from what was once a crucial ally in West Africa. It follows other leaders in the Sahel in forging closer ties with Russia after taking power in military coups. So, what impact will this have on the region? Junta spokesperson Colonel Amadou Abdrahmane said the deal had allowed US military personnel and civilian staff stay on Nigerian soil. Niger has forged closer ties with Russia since a July 2023 military coup, while cutting ties with the West, which led to the withdrawal of French troops that had been present for decades. US officials last week traveled to the capital of Niamey to raise a number of concerns about Niger growing closer to Russia and Iran. And they said that Niger is pulling its military cooperation deal with the United States and ordering some 1,000 American military personnel to leave the country. American officials also voiced alarm in the meetings about several other issues, including whether Niger's military government was approaching to a deal to give access of Niger's vast uranium reserves to Iran. The military regime in Niger abruptly canceled a military cooperation agreement with the United States dating back to 2012, after tense discussions with a US delegation over concerns about a potential uranium deal with Iran. The ruling military junta Saturday revoked a major accord known as the Status of Forces Agreement, which allows US forces in Niger. Biden administration officials are aware of this and are working through diplomatic channels to seek clarification. The decision, announced on Saturday, came after senior US officials led by Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs Molly Fee and US Africa Command Head General Michael Langley visited the West African country earlier this week to discuss democratic transition. Speaking on local television, Abdrahmane said the US delegation did not follow diplomatic protocol, and that Niger was not informed about the composition of the delegation, the date of its arrival, or the agenda. Niger regrets the intention of the American delegation to deny the independent Nigerian people the right to choose their partners and types of partnerships capable of truly helping them fight against terrorism. Before we proceed further discussing that why USA claims to be there even after the announcement of Nigerian government to evacuate its territory as soon as possible, I'd like to hear from you. Are you finding this video informative? Feel free to share your thoughts and questions in the comments section below. And if you're finding it helpful, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel. Your support means a lot to us and helps us reach a wider audience and the content that you'll love. Let's continue this journey together. The US Army had around 650 personnel working in Niger in December, including troops stationed at a major drone base near Agadez built since 2018 at a cost of $100 million, which was used to target Islamist militants in the desert, which includes the ISIS, Jenim, and groups like Al-Qaeda. Niger is the center of US operations in West and North Africa, notably at its Airbase 201, the most expensive construction project ever undertaken by the US government. It's there for war on terror operations, but it's really there also for great power projection against countries like Russia and China as well. Last October, Washington officially designated the military takeover as a coup. But in December, the top US envoy for Africa, Fee, said the U.S. was willing to restore aid and security ties if Niger met certain conditions. The military said the delegation had accused Niger of partnering with Russia and Iran on secret deals, which is denied by the Nigerian government. Officials also said the U.S. had threatened action against Niger if the Niamey fails to cut ties with Russia and China. The U.S. government forcefully condemns the arrogant attitude accompanied by the threat of retaliation towards the Nigerian government and people. A U.S. official said the officials had frank discussions in Niamey earlier this week about the trajectory of Niger's ruling military council, known by its French initials CNSP. He further said that we are in touch with the CNSP and will provide further updates as warranted. Like its neighbors Mali and Burkina Faso, Niger has also kicked out French and other European forces, and both Mali and Burkina Faso have turned to Russia for support. A senior U.S. military official said on Sunday there had been no immediate changes to the status of about 1,000 American military personnel stationed in the country. The Pentagon has continued to conduct surveillance drone flights from Airbase 201 to protect U.S. troops and alert the Nigerian authorities if the flights detected an imminent terrorist threat. Abdullahi Sissoko, a Nigerian columnist, wrote on a popular Nigerian news site that the goal of American policy is not to help fight armed groups, but to maintain control and counter the growing influence in the region of countries such as Russia, China, and Turkey. There is no public evidence that American bases in Niger have proven useful. The Biden administration formally acknowledged last October military takeover in Niger last July was a coup. Biden administration officials had sidestepped that declaration for weeks because the word coup has major policy implications. Congress has mandated that the U.S. must halt all economic and military aid to any government installed by a military coup until democracy is restored. But the administration finally concluded that efforts to restore Niger's democratically elected government to power had failed, and that aid that had not already been restricted would be cut off. State Department officials said nearly $200 million in aid that was temporarily paused in August would be suspended. About $442 million in trade and agricultural assistance will also be suspended. In Washington, the Biden administration had been holding out increasingly dim hopes that the military junta would reverse its takeover and agree to restore a democratically elected government. The junta's announcement is part of a major change in dynamic between the country and its erstwhile Western partners. It reflects a real shift in the balance of power. Over the past decade, Niger has repeatedly pleaded for security assistance and aid. Now it's the U.S. that finds itself in a position of being asked to beg to keep forces and bases in the country. Western governments, including the United States and France, have failed to work closely with African governments and civilian populations in economic and military development. Despite the announcement, it remains uncertain whether U.S. troops will be withdrawn from their bases in Niger or not. Analysts suggesting that it could be a negotiation tactic by the junta to secure more benefits from U.S. cooperation. What do you think that would USA evacuate Nigerian territory? Or it would still be there by using its finances? What would Russia do to support Nigerian government to stand against USA, as Russia's president has become more powerful now after winning election for the 5th term? We've covered this in a separate video that how Putin won the election. You can watch that video by clicking the link mentioned in the description. Until then, let us know your opinions in the comment section about Nigerian statement and US moves. And don't forget to share the video and like and click on the subscribe button as well for remaining updated of the current trends in the world of geopolitics. Until next video, stay tuned.